show you what I ate this week during Daniel's fast. So I went to the grocery store, got a bunch of food, and for dinner on day one I had rice, chickpeas, mushrooms, and I spiced it up as well. It was really good. So for rice I used this brown rice and quinoa. If you want to eat rice, you need to have green rice and make sure it's preservative free and colorant free. The next day I didn't have breakfast. I normally don't really have breakfast because I wake up kind of late. So this was my first meal of the day and it was 3 in the afternoon, but I still had a smoothie, which is kind of like a breakfast thing. Anyway, I used oats, which is 100% whole grain, pure oats, that's the kind of stuff you can eat. You can eat oats, so I decided to mix it in my smoothie along with some fruits, and then I added almond milk for that consistency. You can have almond milk, but you're not allowed dairy, so make sure that if you have milk, it's either soy milk or almond milk. Make sure there's no added sugar, no added flavoring or preservatives as well. And yeah, almond milk should be okay unless you are allergic to nuts. Then you can have soy milk, but you can't have yogurts or anything like that because you can't have dairy. So but you need that kind of thing to make a smoothie. And then I had a fruit salad and decided to mix it in a smoothie because I didn't feel like eating a fruit salad. In the fruit salad I had grapes, kiwi, pineapple and papaya, and so I put it in the blender to mix it in the smoothie. Then I added my almond milk. Oh my gosh, almond milk is so delicious. I love it so much. So it gave it such a good flavor, and it's just pure almond, like it's just natural almond. So yeah, this smoothie was really good. This is also useful to people who don't like to eat fruits. Then you can get away with not technically having to eat them if you put them in a smoothie. Then I added my oats in there so that I could mix it all together. It's so hard to make a meal and record at the same time, so I was making quite a mess, as you can see. So I needed to add a little bit more almond milk to make it, because it was just really dry. So just add as much as you can, but don't make it too wet. And then I added some banana for that extra flavor. I always add banana in my smoothies. I love bananas, one of my favorite fruits. They just add so much sweetness, and if you have a sweet tooth, fruits are the best way to go during Daniel's fast, because you're not allowed having sweets, any candy or any sugar. You can't have any sugar at all, not even adding honey. So the only sweetness you're gonna taste is from fruits, because fruits are very sweet. So if you have a sweet tooth, I recommend getting a lot of fruits because they're so naturally sweet and delicious. And then I added cinnamon for flavor. I love cinnamon, but you don't have to add that, obviously. And then I closed up the blender so that I could start blending everything together. And everything was locked in, and then I started blending everything in. If you're watching this and you're an engineer, please invent a silent blender because it's so loud, I can't. Anyway, that was the final result. It actually wasn't that much, so if you want a large smoothie, you can add more of the fruits, because I took a little bit of the fruits. Oh my gosh, there was still some chunks that were left unblended inside, which is why the smoothie wasn't that much in the cup to begin with, and I couldn't blend them. So this was the final product, which, like I said, it wasn't that much, but it was actually quite delicious, and I just needed something in my stomach. And then I made lunch. For lunch, I made a salad. So I got the lettuce, cucumber, mushrooms. I love mushrooms. I added some tomato, and I also added what do you call it? Stir fry. Actually, this isn't lunch, it's actually dinner, because when I had breakfast it was during lunch, so this was actually dinner because it was dinner time. Anyway, these are the spices that I use: paprika and also parsley. You can have any spices or seasoning that you like, which is awesome because there's nothing worse than having a bland meal. It just discourages you from doing the fast, so you can use any flavorings you want. Then I put the lettuce in the plates nicely, and I cooked chickpeas, the mushrooms, and the stir fry, made it in a pan, and then I put together my cucumber and tomato mixed with the lettuce in a plate. And then I finally added in the mixture because, oh, it's hot, hot salad. The next morning was Sunday, so I went to church. I didn't eat anything because I was running late. I woke up and only had half an hour left to get ready and get to church. So I'm not a morning person. So yeah, I just had the church service, which was really cool, really nice. I loved worship. And then afterwards they serve free coffee at church, but I don't drink coffee anyway. But you're not allowed coffee, you're not allowed tea on Daniel's fast, so I just had hot water, like a hot cup of water, which was really good. And I just sat there and drank my hot water. It's really good for you, and it's really nice to drink that on an empty stomach, like when you haven't eaten anything. Then I got home and had my breakfast. Technically I had oats, apple, banana, and for lunch I had that same salad I had last night because I really liked it. And then for dinner I had this brown rice again. Yeah, so I made the brown rice, I put it in a pot, and I also added sweet corn. You can have frozen vegetables, it's fine, it doesn't have to be fresh. Put it in the pot so that I could start cooking it. They say this rice is cooked, but it was too hard, so yeah. I also wanted to add some spice, so I added rice spice. Don't put too much because it's kind of salty. You're allowed salt, but don't put too much. Anyways, I put my rice spice in the pot, so that I could let the rice cook. And then I added some potato, well, not to the rice, but I chopped up some potato to roast them. First I put them in a pan, and then I added salt. If you want to use salt, I suggest sea salt because it's natural and better for you. Anyway, so I added the sea salt to the pot. I just wanted to boil the potatoes first before roasting them so that they can get softer. And I finished cooking my brown rice. It was ready, so I put it in my plate, dished it up while my other stuff was cooking. And then I added some mixed vegetables. Oh, look, my potatoes are done roasting now. I added seasoning on them, they were really good. And I just boiled my mixed vegetables and added herbs, and that was my whole meal for dinner. It was really nice. I feel like I just needed some kind of sauce. Anyway, breakfast time, I had a fruit salad, nothing special. Lunch, I made a soup. It was really hearty and warm and delicious. Peas, carrots, potatoes, and mushroom. I really loved the soup. Oh my gosh, it was hearty. It made me full. It was delicious, lots of flavors. So soup is something you can make. And then for dinner, I had, oh my goodness, this pasta was really interesting because it's not normal pasta, it's vegan spaghetti, so it's completely plant-based. Because remember, you're not allowed to have a normal pasta because it's got like flour and stuff and egg or whatever the heck they use to make pasta, so you're not allowed that stuff. You're not allowed flour, which is why I can't eat bread. You're not allowed animal products, whatever. So this is vegan spaghetti made from beans and stuff and lentils, which was really interesting to taste, but it was really good. This is me testing out the focus of my camera, because these days I make videos and the focus is so off. Oh my gosh, and I'm like blurry, and I look back at the footage, I'm like, now I have to make it again. But this is me having my dinner. I was so excited because it was really like interesting. So yeah, I made a gravy, like a sauce with it. Oh my gosh, what is with that like it's glitching, but it tasted really good. It was interesting. It tasted like plants, like I was eating spaghetti made of vegetables because it's vegetable based, and I was like, interesting. I should eat this from now on, because I do want to become a vegan in general, not just this Daniel's fast. But it was really, really delicious. I was very pleased with it. So yeah, just a gravy, tomato gravy, some vegetables, and this pasta. Breakfast time the next day, I had oats. I love oats. I had a huge bowl of oats, and I added cinnamon and banana. Pretty simple. Dinner time, because I woke up late again, and you know, I just had 2 meals: peas, roasted potatoes, and carrots. And yeah, that was it. So that's what I ate this week, guys, for Daniel's fast. I'm going to be exploring more interesting recipes and stuff next week, so that it's not just like vegetables and fruits. I heard that you can I read that you can make bread just as long as it doesn't have yeast, because I'm not allowed to have yeast and flour. That's why I can't have bread. But if you use like whole grain flour or like almond flour, you can actually make your own bread. It's called unleavened bread. It means that it doesn't have yeast, so it's just flat bread. You can also make banana bread with vegan products for Daniel's fast, and I love bread a lot. Also, you can have peanut butter, so I'm gonna buy peanut butter. It's just, it needs to have no added sweetening or flavoring, so no sugar whatsoever. I wonder how that's gonna taste. But yeah, I'll come back next week to see what I eat next week, so that I can show you my new cool recipes that I explored with, just to make the fast, like the food, more interesting and stuff, just to mix it up a bit so you don't get discouraged from just eating vegetables and fruits. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.